Good afternoon, everybody. Colin here with Techout. Today we have my friend's old PC. If this PC looks quite familiar, it's because it's the one I built before I built my new one a couple months ago. This was the very first PC I built, and I sold it to him for about $100. He unplugged a couple things, trying to install the graphics card, and needless to say, it didn't work anymore. He got a little confused with the front header wires, so I put it back together. It got a little damaged in shipping back to me. It got a little bent up right here. It looks like the graphics card may have gotten a little bent. I can't really tell if that was just like that or if it's actually bent. We're missing one of the cables for the power on the graphics card, so the graphics card's probably not going to work right now. So we're going to use the integrated graphics and just try to boot it up and make sure everything still works. And then I'll get that cable from him later to hook that up for him. Again, with only one cable, I just got a continuous beep. But after we remove that, we do have a BIOS. The motherboard is confirmed working still, even with the damage to the case. It's just saying we don't have any bootable device detected because there's no hard drive in it. But just wanted to make sure that the system was still good before we went any farther, just so we don't have any issues or we're not chasing other problems after we install some new hardware. Okay, so I have a keyboard plugged in here. We're going to plug in the hard drive. I don't know if this hard drive has Windows on it or not. But I'm going to go ahead and get that installed. We're just going to be running off the integrated graphics for now. He's going to either send me a card or a power supply or power cable for the card, or he's just going to install it because he has the cable. He forgot to include it. I told him I really didn't want to ship the computer with the board installed or with the card installed, just because it's a lot of weight on the motherboard, and it bouncing around and shipping, it could snap the connector off the motherboard or damage the motherboard, and I really don't want to do that. And the card is easy enough to install by itself. So there's the drive plugged in. I'm gonna go ahead and give it another boot here. Okay, so where we stand right now is everything is working. All the hardware is working. The board is good, the CPU is good, and the RAM and everything's good. I'm assuming the graphics card is good. It just didn't have enough power to power up without that second connector. We are installing Windows on his hard drive, which is functioning perfectly fine. It just didn't have Windows installed on it like I thought. He is thinking of upgrading the CPU, the RAM, and the motherboard, and we're going to build everything inside this case, even though it's a little beat up, just to save every bit of money he can. So we're going to do that. He's going to look at some parts, maybe a 6th or 7th gen i3 or i5, and a $60 or $70 motherboard with like 8 gigs of DDR4 RAM. Generally, if you get a 7th gen capable board, it's backwards compatible with the 6th gen processors. So we'll probably do something like that. Spend $250, $300 so you can get a pretty good basic, light gaming, web browsing computer out of that, which isn't too bad. So that's where we stand on that. If I do a build for him, obviously I will record that, but the PC is repaired, everything is working. The only thing it really needed is the cables plugged back in the right order, and we just need the Molex to SATA, or Molex to 6-pin for the graphics card to get that working. But this has been Colin with Techout, and a little bit of a PC, not really repair because nothing was actually broken, but a PC reassembly almost. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe down below. As always, have a great day.